Hi guys! First of all, let me introduce you to two new plants that I've added to my plant collection, which, by the way, I think they might have been in the last video, but I didn't do a proper entrance, so that doesn't count. And I'm behind on naming my plants because I buy them at a faster pace than I find a good name for them, because it's a process. It's a process before I find a name. I rarely just come across a plant I'm like, this is its name. It very rarely happens. Anyway, this is one plant that I got. I don't know what this is, but yeah, we're going along with it. I love it because it's growing so fast. It's crazy. And this is my string of pearls, which, by the way, I think is kind of unhappy, but I'm scared that I'm gonna damage it because it's a really picky plant and a very hard to please plant, but it's so beautiful. Loving the focus struggles. There we go. Isn't it super duper beautiful and so cute? Anyway, in today's video, I will be doing a wrap up of the books that I read recently, aka from the last time that I did this video, and a TBR of the books that I'd like to read in the next month or in the next period until I make another video this time, which I guess is like a month and a half actually. Anyway, let's get started because I need to tell you about one of the most amazing fantasy series I have ever read that I'm utterly obsessed with, that I started listening to because I listen on audiobook, without really thinking too much about it, and I am so darn obsessed, and wow, it has very quickly become one of my favorite series of all time, and I'm talking about An Ember in the Ashes by Sabaa Tahir. Now, this is a series that for such a long time, for so many years, I was like, I'm not gonna read it, because I think I read in one review that it's a bit political, and by the way, it kind of is, and I'm like, I'm not gonna understand any of that. I'm too dumb for politics because I don't get that. So I've been putting it off for so many years, and then on Bookstagram, with my friends that I was talking to, she's like, you should definitely read it because it's not that political and it's super good. I resubscribed to Scribd, and I just found an audiobook, and so my journey to fall in love with An Ember in the Ashes has begun. It is literally such an amazing fantasy series. I cannot hype it enough. It's literally so good. Can I tell you what it's about? I'm so bad at explaining what books are about in general, but it's basically like a Roman-esque based fantasy world, and you get a character, you get you get more than one character. So there's one guy, Elias, who goes to Blackcliff, which is a school for masks, which is a sort of group of people that kill for the Empire, that are super loyal to the Empire, that put duty above everything else in their life, and they're like murder machines. And the second character is Helen, who is a student at Blackcliff as well, but unlike Elias, she follows all the rules. She's a really good student because Elias is doesn't really like the whole system. It's sort of against all the slavery and all the murders and killings. But Helen is for it. She puts duty above everything else, and they are best friends. And then there's Leia, who's a scholar person who is hated by the Empire. They're trying to kill all of the scholars, enslave them, blah 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 blah. So one day, Leia's brother is taken into prison for betraying the Empire, and she sets off on a mission to bring him back. She feels super guilty for not helping him out when he was being taken into prison, and so there's this whole plot, a lot of stuff happening for her to get her out of prison, and these characters all meet, and their lives and fates intertwine, and it's just so good. I could not stop reading it. I was so engaged with the fantasy world. I was mesmerized in every single way. That's all I wanted to read about all the time. I was like, I can't live if I'm not reading this book. It was so good. There are these books that while you're reading them, you just know that this is something that you will want to come back to, that will stay with you for a very long time, not forever. It's just so brilliant. Anyway, I still have book 4 left of that series. I read the first one, An Ember in the Ashes, A Torch Against the Night, and A Reaper at the Gates. Yeah, I can't read book 4 yet because there's this algorithm and Script, which is a website where you listen to audiobooks. once you've listened to 2 or 3 like popular audiobooks, you can't access more for this one payment period, and I have to wait 1.5 week more, a week more, which feels like an eternity, and I can't get myself to read anything else right now because I'm just waiting for my payment to come so I can listen to the 4th book, because guys, what just happened in book 3? I cannot stop thinking about this. I see these characters everywhere. Anyway, that is my top priority, and I swear on my life that I will read this as soon as I can, as soon as it becomes available to me. Okay, now I will shut up for a second about the series, and we're gonna move on to the books that I do also want to read in the coming month. First up is The Book of Tea by Kakuzo Okakura, and I think I talked about this book like once or twice. This is basically a book about tea, and it has a really pretty cover. I literally don't know what else to tell you. It's a book about tea, so yeah. Next up is a book I borrowed from my friend, and I've heard so much about it that I decided I should definitely give it a go, even if I'm not a fan of romance. And that's Red, White, and Royal Blue by Cassie McQuiston. Everyone has heard of this book. If you haven't heard of this book, like, do you live under a rock or something? I'm sorry. Like under a rock or something. I feel so bad because my friend who gave me this book will be watching this. I swear I didn't, like, the book does not hurt during filming this video. There's a son of the president of the US, and there's a prince of the UK, and a crisis comes to be between the 2 countries, and so these 2 like guys are set to spend a day together to prove to everyone that the countries are like united and everything's fine. And I think they just end up falling in love, which probably is just what happened. It doesn't sound great to me, but everyone's been talking about it, and I'm gonna give it a chance. I'm gonna give romance novels a chance, and I hope it doesn't disappoint me. Next up, we have The Wizard Bakery, and the cover is so freaking stunning for this. I know I said I'd read it last month, but I didn't realize it hadn't come out yet, so I ordered it as soon as it came out, but you know, it's been like a month since then. Anyway, this is a book that I know nearly nothing about other than it takes place in a bakery. I mean, the thought of that bakery just sounded so cool that I decided to read it, and I have really high hopes for it, though I haven't heard anyone talk about it, but just look at the cover. And next up, the 2 favorites, I mean actually the 1 favorite that shows up in every video I make, like recently, Before the Coffee Gets Cold by Toshi Kazukawa Gucci. Do I need to tell you what this book is about? You have heard me talk about it for ages. I almost at the end though, like 30 pages. Maybe I can do it this month, or maybe I won't. I don't know, we'll have to see, but like, it's here. I'm still gonna read. And last but not least, Wonder Woman by Leigh Bardugo. I'm actually close to finishing it. I was really enjoying it, but then I started listening to Ember in the Ashes, and I'm sorry, but something had to be sacrificed. So I started reading it yesterday again, and I'm really getting back into that, so I will hopefully finish it soon. Can't promise when, but soon. Anyway, that's it for today's video. As always, a slightly ambitious TBR, but I did read a lot like this month, especially that I listened to the 3 audiobooks in a span of a week and a half, maybe 2 weeks, I don't know, but in a pretty short time, or it seemed like a short time to me. So I'm really excited. I've really gotten back into the habit of reading. I think audiobooks definitely help a lot. I really recommend audiobooks to every single person out there. You should definitely try audiobooks. They help you read so much more, and they really do bring the story to life if it's a good audiobook. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video and let me know what you read in the last month and what you hope to read soon. What's your next read? What are you currently reading, and how are you guys doing? Tell me everything. I'm gonna go now, and I hope to see you soon in my next video. Bye!